one of the most powerful blood sugar regulators on Earth, has been sitting quietly in your kitchen spice rack your entire life. Not inside a pharmaceutical lab, not locked behind a prescription pad, but in a tiny golden yellow seed that billions of people across Asia and the Middle East have used for over 6,000 years. Fenugreek is an annual herb belonging to the Fabaceae family, the same family as lentils, chickpeas, and soybeans. Its origin traces back to the ancient regions of the Eastern Mediterranean and the Near East, with some of the earliest archaeological evidence found in Iraq, dating back to approximately 4000 BCE. It was cultivated in ancient Egypt, found in Tutankhamun's tomb, and was documented in ancient Greek and Roman medical texts as a powerful therapeutic plant. Now let's talk about what this plant actually looks like. Fenugreek grows as a small upright herb, typically reaching 30 to 60 centimeters, or roughly 1 to 2 feet, in height. It has trifoliate leaves, meaning each stem carries 3 small oval-shaped leaflets, pale green in color, similar in appearance to clover. The plant produces small, white or pale yellow flowers that bloom in clusters. After flowering, it develops long, narrow seed pods, each pod measuring approximately 10 to 15 centimeters in length, containing between 10 and 20 hard, angular seeds per pod. Those seeds are the stars of this story. They are small, rhomboid-shaped, about 3 to 5 millimeters in length, and range in color from pale yellow to amber brown. When you taste a raw fenugreek seed, you immediately notice a slight bitterness, followed by a warm, maple-like, slightly nutty flavor. That's because of a compound called sotalone, the same compound responsible for the distinctive smell of maple syrup. What makes fenugreek genuinely rule-breaking compared to most plants is this: it operates on multiple biological systems simultaneously. Its seeds are approximately 45% dietary fiber, 25% protein, contain steroidal saponins, alkaloids like trigonelline, and flavonoids. It impacts blood sugar, cholesterol, hormonal function, digestion, and inflammation, all at once. That's not common. Most plants do 1 or 2 things well. Fenugreek does 6 or 7 things, and does them in ways that are backed by published, peer-reviewed research. This is not folklore dressed up as science. This is a plant that has earned its reputation across millennia and is now being studied by endocrinologists, nutritional biochemists, and agricultural scientists worldwide. Fenugreek is a remarkably adaptable plant, but it has a clear set of preferences when it comes to climate and soil, and understanding those preferences is key to growing it successfully, whether you're a small-scale home gardener or a commercial farmer on hundreds of acres. Fenugreek thrives in a semi-arid to temperate climate. The ideal growing temperature falls between 10 degrees Celsius and 32 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. It is a cool season crop in most regions, meaning it performs best during the cooler months of the year. It is moderately drought-tolerant, but does not respond well to waterlogging. It prefers well-drained, sandy loam or loamy soils with a pH range of 6.0 to 7.0. It also performs surprisingly well in soils with moderate fertility, partly because it is a legume and can fix atmospheric nitrogen through its root nodules, reducing the need for synthetic fertilizers. Fenugreek does not tolerate frost well during its early germination stage, although mature plants can withstand light frost. High humidity and excessive rainfall during the pod-filling stage can increase the risk of fungal diseases, particularly powdery mildew, which is one of the main concerns for commercial growers. Top producing countries. India is, by a very significant margin, the world's largest producer of fenugreek, accounting for approximately 80 to 85% of global production. Within India, the state of Rajasthan, particularly the Sirohi, Nagaur, and Ajmer districts, dominates production. Other major Indian producing states include Gujarat, Uttarakhand, and Madhya Pradesh. Beyond India, significant production occurs in Morocco, Egypt, Ethiopia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and China. In the Middle East, Yemen and Turkey also cultivate fenugreek, primarily for local culinary and medicinal use. On the export side, India is the dominant exporter, supplying fenugreek seeds to markets across Europe, North America, the Gulf countries, and Southeast Asia. Day 1-3, sowing. Seeds are sown directly into prepared soil, typically 1 to 2 centimeters deep, in rows spaced 20 to 30 centimeters apart. Germination begins within 3 to 5 days under optimal moisture and temperature conditions. Week 1-2, seedling emergence. The first two leaves cotyledons appear, followed quickly by true trifoliate leaves. Plants establish their root system during this stage. Week 3 to 5, vegetative growth. Rapid stem elongation occurs. This is the stage at which fresh leaves, called methi in South Asian cuisine, are harvested for culinary use if that is the desired product. Week 68, flowering. Small pale yellow to white flowers bloom. Pollination is primarily self-pollination, which makes fenugreek reliable and consistent in seed production without requiring bee activity, though bees do visit the flowers. Week 9-2, pod development and seed filling. Long, slender pods develop and elongate. The seeds inside gradually harden and turn from light green to golden ember. Week 13 to 16. Harvest. When approximately 70 to 80% of the pods have turned yellow-brown and begun to dry, the crop is ready for harvest. In India, harvesting is typically done by hand pulling or using small sickles. One of fenugreek's great advantages is that it can absolutely be grown at home. It thrives in containers as small as 6 to 8 inches in diameter, making it ideal for balcony or terrace gardens. Seeds germinate reliably and quickly, and the fresh leaves can be harvested within 3 to 4 weeks of sowing, making it one of the fastest homegrown kitchen herbs available. A sunny windowsill with 4 to 6 hours of direct sunlight per day is sufficient for a productive plant. For the seeds, you need a larger pot and the full 16-week cycle. Fenugreek's health benefits are not myths passed down by word of mouth. They are documented, replicated findings from clinical trials, in vitro studies, and nutritional analyses published in journals like Phytotherapy Research, the Journal of Diabetes and Metabolic Disorders, and the International Journal of Molecular Sciences. Nutritional profile. Per 100 g of fenugreek seeds. Calories, approximately 323 kilocalories. Protein, approximately 23 g. Total fat, approximately 6 g. Carbohydrates, approximately 58 g. Dietary fiber, approximately 45 g, one of the highest fiber concentrations of any seed. Iron, approximately 34 milligrams, 190% of daily recommended intake. Magnesium, approximately 191 milligrams. Manganese, approximately 1.2 milligrams. Vitamin B6, thiamine, B1, folate, vitamin C, zinc, copper, potassium, key bioactive compounds, trigonelline, 4-hydroxyisoleucine, diosgenin, sotalone, galactomannan fiber. Multiple peer-reviewed studies have shown that fenugreek significantly reduces fasting blood glucose and post-meal blood glucose levels in people with type 2 diabetes and prediabetes. A landmark study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that consuming 25 grams of fenugreek seed powder per day reduced fasting blood sugar by up to 21% and improved the HbA1c marker, the long-term blood sugar average, in type 2 diabetic patients. 3 mechanisms. First, galactomannan, a soluble fiber in fenugreek, forms a gel-like substance in the gut that slows the absorption of carbohydrates and glucose, flattening the blood sugar spike after meals. Second, the amino acid 4-hydroxyisoleucine, which is found almost exclusively in fenugreek among food plants, has been shown to directly stimulate insulin secretion from pancreatic beta cells in a glucose-dependent manner. Third, trigonelline, an alkaloid in fenugreek, has demonstrated the ability to regenerate beta cells in the pancreas in animal studies, which is extraordinary if confirmed in human trials. Important note: fenugreek is not a replacement for prescribed medications like metformin. Anyone on diabetes medication should consult their doctor before using fenugreek therapeutically, as combined use can cause hypoglycemia, dangerously low blood sugar. Cholesterol reduction. Studies show fenugreek supplementation reduces LDL, bad cholesterol, by 10 to 15% and total cholesterol while maintaining or raising HDL, good cholesterol. The saponins in fenugreek bind to bile salts in the intestine, prompting the liver to use cholesterol to produce more bile, thus lowering circulating cholesterol levels. Hormonal support. Fenugreek contains steroidal saponins, including diosgenin, which acts as a precursor to sex hormones. Clinical trials have shown that fenugreek extract increases free testosterone levels in men, improving libido, strength, and energy. In women, it supports estrogen balance and has been used traditionally to stimulate milk production. Galactagogue, supported by a clinical trial in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine. Anti-inflammatory properties. Fenugreek's flavonoids and alkaloids inhibit the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines. Research suggests potential benefits for arthritis, skin inflammation, and general chronic inflammatory conditions. In animal nutrition, fenugreek is used as a palatable feed additive for dairy cattle, goats, and sheep. Studies show it can increase milk yield in dairy animals, improve feed conversion efficiency, and reduce the need for antibiotic growth promoters due to its antimicrobial properties. Environmentally, fenugreek is a significant nitrogen-fixing crop. Its root nodules host rhizobium bacteria that convert atmospheric nitrogen into plant-available ammonia, improving soil fertility naturally. When used as a cover crop or in rotation, fenugreek can reduce synthetic nitrogen fertilizer requirements for the following crop by 15 to 20 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare. It also attracts beneficial insects, including honeybees and several species of solitary bees, supporting pollinator populations in agricultural landscapes. Jar of fenugreek seeds, perhaps the least glamorous item on the shelf, often priced under $2, is one of the most biochemically complex, historically significant, and therapeutically potent plants that human agriculture has ever cultivated. And here's what I want you to really sit with for a moment. Fenugreek has been doing all of this, managing blood sugar, supporting hormones, feeding communities, enriching soil, for over 6,000 years. Long before pharmaceutical companies, long before clinical trials, long before anyone had the word anti-diabetic in their vocabulary. Farmers in ancient Rajasthan, healers in the Nile Delta, cooks in Anatolia, they already knew. And now, modern science is confirming what they knew, paper by paper, compound by compound. Growing fenugreek at home is one of the most immediately rewarding and practically useful things you can do as a home gardener. You can have fresh methy leaves, packed with iron and vitamins, growing on your windowsill within 3 weeks of sowing. The seeds require virtually no space, no special equipment, and minimal water. Whether you have a backyard, a terrace, a balcony, or even just a sunny window, fenugreek is within your reach. Beyond your household, consider this. If you are a small or medium-scale farmer, fenugreek offers a compelling rotation crop. It enriches the soil it grows in, requires minimal input costs, has a relatively short growth cycle of just 3 to 4 months, and commands a steady market price. In India's commodity markets, fenugreek seeds, locally called methi dana, trade between 5,000 Indian rupees to 10,000 per quintal, depending on quality and season. The global market for fenugreek extract and seed powder, driven by the nutraceutical and supplement industry, is projected to exceed $600 million by 22,800. The agricultural world is beginning to take very seriously. The genetic diversity of fenugreek landraces, the traditional varieties grown in specific regions for generations, is being lost as commercial, uniform varieties replace them. Landraces from specific microregions in Rajasthan, Ethiopia, and Morocco carry unique concentrations of active compounds, drought adaptations, and flavor profiles that commercial breeding has not preserved. When you grow fenugreek at home and save your own seeds from the best-performing plants, you are participating in something meaningful. You are keeping a living library of genetic material alive. Let a portion of your plants go fully to seed each season. Allow the pods to dry completely on the plant. Then harvest and store the seeds in a cool, dark, dry place. These seeds will remain viable for 3 to 4 years if stored correctly. We live in a time when we are rediscovering the intelligence embedded in traditional agriculture. The plants that were cultivated for millennia were not chosen randomly. They were selected by generations of careful observers, farmers, healers, mothers, who noticed what these plants did to the human body, to the soil, and to the community. Fenugreek is proof of that intelligence. It is a plant that regulates blood sugar without side effects when used responsibly. It is a plant that enriches the soil it grows in. It nourishes the animals that eat it. It feeds and heals the people who use it. And it asks for almost nothing in return. Just a little soil, a little water, and a little sunlight. If you found this video valuable, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss a deep dive like this one. And leave a comment below telling me, are you growing fenugreek already, or is this your first time hearing its full story? This is farming knowledge that belongs to everyone. Let's make sure it stays alive.